what do you perceive as the biggest challenges currently in the CEE region or in different countries in doing the business or generally?
I think the hope is that there will be more members of the euro. So it's a challenge, but it was rather an opportunity. The funny thing is also, as we always argue when we go fundraising, when we are in Asia and we explain why Central Europe, or in the US and we explain why Central Europe, the Maastricht criteria, which in Western Europe nobody cares, or say, yeah, we should. You had the only ones that fulfill the Maastricht criteria, now not all of them, but more, are the countries of Central Eastern Europe, right? Because they want to join the euro. There are other countries that have joined the euro and have, from the day of joining, never fulfilled the Maastricht criteria. I won't mention any names, but the sun is shining down there. Yeah? So we have they really believe in the euro, and you see, the Czech Republic is basically on a stable path to the euro. Bulgaria has a fixed exchange rate. Yeah.
Yes, and planning to interest the euro, although what I perceive, locally is that the population is, of course, with every euro introduction, which happened in other countries as well, pretty insecure. So you mean that euro is something which is of advantage?
It's very important because it takes away the swings, and the swings are always creating uncertainty. It can go against you, it can go in your favor, but it's not good. But I think this will happen. Poland is also, of course, on a good way. The other challenges is, of course, workforce. We have I think the trend of people leaving the countries and work somewhere else has more or less come to a halt in many countries because it's not better to work abroad anymore. So we see in Bulgaria and Romania quite a few people coming back because the population has shrunk in the last 10, 15 years.
True.
Also in Poland, but in Poland, first, a lot of people come back because salaries are now almost approaching the EU average, or they are in many cases. And Poland had, of course, the benefit of many Ukrainians replacing the low-cost jobs that Poles wouldn't do. But this is a big point, is the lack of workforce.
Yeah, and the brain drain, which I'm afraid, I'm happy to hear your view saying that people are returning back. I hope it will remain like this.
We see this a lot. But we see it in a more qualified jobs, of course. Because many of them have studied abroad. Like Mr. Soros, great to have, and he's not the only one, a philanthropist who gave people the opportunity to study somewhere. But they come back. They set up their own businesses. But you also need the masses of workforce, and this is what
is still lacking.
What is lacking, and I think we all in Europe, we suffer under the underproduction, or whatever you call it, of children. We don't have enough children. This is a big problem. We are below, and question is how to replenish that. But the key thing, I think, is that you create circumstances where people don't want to leave the country, because nobody really wants to leave their home country, I think, if you are not forced, right?
Back then I left to Austria for studying, but I can confirm that, of course, the connection to the own country keeps being very, very strong.
And so if you get a decent salary and you are treated in a good way, then you rather stay. Not everybody, but rather, or you come back. And I think this is the trend that we see already in some countries, and the trend will increase.
Raiffeisen Bank International. Make it happen.